I was looking up and thinking about how we were taught to hate one another. And on the flip side of that, some people say don't think about people or worry about people and how people are or how things have happened. But it helps me personally understand things as I continue to try to protect myself from things that would harm me personally, and also help me to expand on my life experiences by continuing to learn and share as I learn. And so this way I'll share something from a discussion that I was reading about along those lines, like how to avoid being deceived and protect your mind from negativity. So hatred and jealousy and the tendency to compare ourselves to others can be harmful. They can become emotions that can lead to misery and negativity. Those emotions are often instilled in us from a young age through various societal and cultural influences. That old nasty, hateful jealousy. I mean, just thinking about whether it's being in a family relationship or working around in the work environment with coworkers. A lot of times we come off to people with that envy, that hateful, that jealousy, and it's so easy and normal to talk negative about people. It's like positivity, or when people do something positive or trying to uplift people and pick their heads up in a positive manner is like, it's so hard to do. Why is that? So these emotions are often instilled in us from a young age through various societal and cultural influences. In order to avoid being deceived and protect our minds from these negative emotions, it's important to be aware of the sources of these influences and take steps to counteract them. Here are some ways to do so. Number one would be limit exposure to social media, it says. So social media platforms can often make us feel like we're not good enough or successful enough compared to others. It's important to limit exposure to these platforms and be mindful of the content we consume, and unfollow accounts that make us feel bad. Anything that make you feel bad about yourself, instead of following accounts that promote positivity and self-acceptance. So what I do is try to think about how I live my life, the things that I have questions about, the things that I want to learn about, the things that's going to make me feel good, make me feel better about myself, make me do better in my life, to myself, make me do better to myself and towards others. So those are the type of accounts that I try to be mindful at following, and especially that learning curve of being a lifetime learner, always wanting to learn something and look at many different perspectives on a situation. The next one they have here is practice gratitude. Focusing on what we're grateful for can help shift our mindset away from negativity and comparison. Take time each day to reflect on the things you're thankful for, no matter how small they may seem. So just this morning, I was talking to my middle child, and I can tell, she didn't come out and say that something was bothering her. So at the end of the conversation, I said, take your, two hands and do a hug on yourself. Hug yourself and say, I love you. Go look in the mirror. Give yourself, you hear this from Mel Robbins, the high five. Give yourself a high five and smile and think about those things that you have been doing that are good, that you have done that's been good, and that you will do that is good, that makes you feel good. And I can tell that put her in a different state of mind. I said, although mommy love you, you love yourself. That's even more important, The next one here would be cultivate self-compassion. It's important to be kind to ourselves and not beat ourselves up over mistakes or shortcomings. That goes again to an example of what I just gave. Practice self-compassion by talking to yourself as you would to a friend. Acknowledge your feelings and taking steps to address them. Like if someone was to do us wrong, we'd be ready to punch them out or curse them out or just, never talk to them again and just beat them up. But when we do things to ourselves, and then we'll just, beat ourselves up as well. When we constantly beat ourselves up and constantly saying bad things to ourselves, instead of having a little bit of compassionate and being kind to ourselves, the same way we would be like nice and kind to someone else that is beating themselves up, or kind to someone else that has taken a fall due to a life situation or due to a bad relationship they have been in. So acknowledging your feelings and taking steps to address them by practicing self-compassion and talking to yourself. The next one would be surround yourself with positive people. This can be hard, especially in the work environment, a large work environment, but you can find your like-minded people, and know when to let your hair down around like-minded people, and when to not be so relaxed around those that are not positive, and how to breathe and avoid so it don't come into your body, that negativity and toxicity from negative people. So the people we surround ourselves with can have a big impact on our mindset. Seek out relationships with people who uplift and support you rather than bringing you down with negativity and comparison. So, working in a work environment every day, you spend just as many hours as you spend off the job. So when you are around toxic and negative people, like I said, practice how you let that stuff ingest inside of you. But when you're not around it, just surround yourself with positive people. Do positive things. Do things for yourself. Look into the things that make you happy, so that it won't affect you so much, and it won't turn you negative as those other people that are negative and toxic. Seek out positive influences. Look for sources of inspiration and positivity, such as books, podcasts, or workshops that promote personal growth and self-improvement. No, everybody is not going to be happy all the time and happy, go lucky, positive thinking, because that could turn into what they call negative positivity. You have to know the difference. But seeking out just genuine, true, positive, feel good influences will help with your inspiration and promoting your self-growth and your self-improvement. Practicing mindfulness, like meditation or yoga, can help us become more aware of our thoughts and emotions. Getting still, getting quiet, finding a safe environment if you're not, safe, or if not by yourself, where you can concentrate on, thinking and being mindful of emotions, allowing us to better manage them and avoid getting caught up in the negativity. So every chance you get, if you're in a toxic household, if you're in a toxic work environment, if you're dealing with toxic business transaction, every chance you get to avoid being negative or toxic like people that you don't want to be like, if that's your desire, you can get quiet and find a environment and find things to do that'll make you more aware of these thoughts and emotions. Challenge negative thoughts is the next one here. When negative thoughts arise, challenge them by looking for evidence that contradicts them. This can help us see things more objectively and avoid getting caught up in harmful emotions like jealousy or hatred. The next one will be focus on personal growth. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, focus on our own personal growth and development. Set goals for ourselves and work towards achieving them rather than focusing on what other people are doing. And that feels so good. Just working on, I can tell you from experience, just working on myself, learning about myself, learning about the things, the thoughts that come to my mind, my personal mind, not what somebody else put in there. It just feels so good. If negative emotions like hatred or jealousy are causing significant distress or interfering with your daily life, it may be helpful to seek professional help. That's nothing to feel embarrassed about. That's, and even if you cannot afford it, there are plenty online that you can follow and target the specific feeling or topic that you're feeling, and find someone that resonates with your soul and your spirit, that makes you feel good and can help you understand why you are feeling these emotions. They can provide you tools and strategies for managing these emotions and promoting positive mental health. And so with that's pretty much it. Like how we are taught how to hate is just to me, it's just unbelievable. It's just like wow. It's so easy to hate and put jealousy and comparison in ourselves. It's just been the trajectory of how we've been living for so many years. But we can come out of that if we feel that and if we want to.